Hello, everyone. How is going? Well,
Okay.
it's a new scenario today. Am I right, Gabriel?
Yes, you are right. And
Yeah.
today
Well,
we have a new scenery, and we starting now this live and have little details about to start this live. And I have a captions, and I like this new scenario.
yeah. Let's change to our conversation scenario.
Oh,
Okay.
it's better. It's better.
Okay. So I'd like to thank you, everyone that's watching us today. So we are so happy about this initiative. So I must thank you, Gabriel, to be
And I'm
joining
just
with
like
me.
Max.
Let's hang. Okay, thanks. Okay, so and today we getting restarting our live code. Am I right, Gabriel?
Yes.
Because our previous session was an amazing one, but of course we did most of the things that we did previously we did on improvisation. So we getting getting start, just going, solving problems on ahead. But based on those kind of feedback that we got, we try to fix out and create a good kind of approach
Content.
to bring to you guys a better experience with that. Okay, I think this is the main reason why we are doing this. Am I right, Gabriel?
You're right, and I hope you like, guys.
So
Cause how can I say I am and Max make this with a lot of love for you.
yeah, we are doing this for some goals. We got some goals about this initiative because, well, first one, we are want to share knowledge and learn with the community, and we also want to improve our English. So we want to practice English. So the way that's the reason why we are doing those things. So feel free
Both.
to let us know if you are doing those things well. Okay. So if you are in the chat, please send us where are you watching us. Where are you from right now? It will be so amazing to see, or if we who is watching us, and feel free to send ask some questions. So we will be a pleasure to try to solve it. If you don't solve it, we will find out who can solve it. Okay.
Yeah.
But Gabriel, we are trying to we are trying to create a specific dynamic to use in our sessions. So we are
All right.
planning to do a couple sessions during the week. Am I right? So we are trying to do on a Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Am I right?
Yes, you
So
are right.
based on that, we are trying to we divide in order to conquer. Okay, to conquest those things. So I think it's a good mantra that most developers wants to likes to use. That get a big problem and divide in the little ones. So that's the reason why we are trying to do this. So on the Mondays, we are be focused on a project that we are trying to contribute. Okay, so we will learn more about the project. We will do some sample codes, trying to realize those things. Oh, hi Fabricio, good night, and thanks for being here. So the first one on the Mondays, we are trying to explore the project, the open source project, trying to write code, maybe sample codes in order to figure out how those things works, what I need to do in order to make those things works properly. So, but on the Wednesday, we are trying to contribute. So we will take a look on some problems or issue or
Hands on,
something like that,
guys.
and type in the right code. We are playing this one. And on Fridays, it's a special day because we will try to do a review week. So we will review all things that we done, and probably we will try to
Invite a guest.
invite guests to talking about us with us about the project, about the steps, or maybe we could also clarify some questions from the audience about open source contributions. So that's that is the plan. Okay, go ahead.
And and I have a good point because on the Friday, we will try get a guests, and the guest is how can I say it's a leader the project open source. And one example in this project is JNoSQL. We can try invite an Otavio to entry in library
With
with
us.
discuss about a project about this project specific, and have attention. We want to explore this universal resource, not only this project. And
Well,
we can invite a lot uh, and to how can I say to share your experience with them.
yeah, it will be amazing. It's something that we are planning to. So maybe we can. I will try to reach out Otavio, and maybe in the future he could join us. Maybe to showing more in details about the project. Maybe showing up how those things works, and not only him, but we could bring another guys that got experience with open source contributions. So or open source
Yes,
world. So in order to understand better the detail, how I mean about the license, about the contribution flow, and how can we improve our career based on those things. Okay. Oh, Cassio, have a good night. Oh, good evening. Good evening. And yeah, thanks for being here watching us. So, also, if you are in the chat, say to us where are you from, where are you watching us. So it's very interesting to see if we are helping you in your career, or maybe how to get started to contribute. So this is the goal today. What we will do today? So we will recap what we did in the last session. So we opened two issues on a JNoSQL project, and many things happens from there. So I have to improve the issue message in order to let the maintainers understand what's happening with the issue, why this issue needs to be opened. So that's the reason why we did it. And it makes me uh, brings me a good opportunity to talking to another maintainer of another open project in the open source world. Oh, Cassio says that
here you
he's from Mato
so
Grosso do Sul. Okay, it's so nice. It's so nice. Oh, I'm from São Paulo. I'm in São Paulo capital. I don't know. Gabriel, you are in the capital as well, right? São Paulo.
yes, I am from São Paulo, but I live in the very close in the capital. It's in Belas Artes, like
Oh,
to capital, and
yeah,
I spent 5 minutes in the car.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's a
Okay,
São
okay, yeah,
Paulo.
okay, okay, yeah. Oh, actually, we had faced some problems in the technical problems down here. So, guys, don't judge us about that. I have another question. In a previous discussion with Gabriel. Okay, that's it, guys.
I,
I got a question to you guys in the audience. Gabriel, show us the your
yep,
coffee mug, please.
this is
What
my
is it,
coffee.
guys? I think that it's not a coffee. It's a tea. Am I right? because
No, it's
in
not
my
coffee.
opinion, this is coffee. This is
This
coffee.
is a stronger coffee. My coffee is more soft. Like
Okay,
it's
okay.
a how can say a style coffee.
Mm, a gourmet coffee. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
gourmet coffee.
So
But,
say, have a
but
good evening, Marco. Marco Ferreira
I see
is
here
also
now.
there. So it's very happy to see you here, man. So thanks again. So let's go to the issue in order to get started our
Oh
session.
no
Okay.
no no! Which in cat like tea or coffee?
Oh, yes, it's a whiskey. Yeah.
It's a whiskey. Oh, I love the whiskey, but today this is no whiskey. Maybe Friday. I don't know.
You lose the opportunity. You know. Yeah. Well, I I can't drink now, so I'm drinking coffee, and also it's me and a TDC cup. But anyway, it's I said Gabriel used to drink tea instead of the coffee. I think so. No. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. He's drinking coffee, but oh yes, yes. Can you see? Fabrizio said coffee
Sometimes,
sometimes.
Gabriel.
Yeah. You need to balance. Balance is the key. Okay, Gabriel. You need to drink it.
Yes.
Yeah.
One time tea, another time whiskey, and another time coffee.
You know, don't drink. But if you drink, call me. Okay.
All right.
Okay, that's okay. So let's go to the code. So let me share my screen. Don't open right now.
Guys,
Hold on.
in this moment, and the max organize. If you have a debit, don't hide. Um write in the chat for creating a moment more, how can I say, more soft, and we share this knowledge with you and learning with yours. All right. Um, and the Fabricio put more things here. Java coffee,
Yeah,
the
yeah, I think so.
original country.
The origin of the nomenclature. Okay, Java coffee. Yeah, Java coffee with Java. Coffee with Java, Gabriel. It's not whiskey with Java. Okay, it's another session, man.
It's
It's on
another
the
section.
Fridays we change this title. Okay, we change. We can
All
change
right. I don't
to
see problem.
whiskey.
I have a lot of whiskeys here in my desk.
Yeah, we did a reflection. We refactored the title, okay? And the
All
last one
right.
was the life codes and so on. So this one we did a refactor in order to help us to change those things. Maybe today we are coffee, but in the Friday it could be tequila. Oh my God, no! Let's stop to say
Like
that.
uh, drunk with Java.
Drunk, drunk with down. Oh my God, no! Don't say that, man. Don't say that. Yeah. Okay. So in the last session we opened two issues, but both are red closed because they are resolved. But I will show you what's happened. Okay. So look in the in our last session we opened this issue. This issue was responsible for a little change in a
Max.
JNoSQL project because on the JNoSQL project, as many projects around the world, uses libraries, and maybe
Max.
the libraries need. Hold on.
Sorry, I will cut to you because we make a recap now. I think it's very cool. We start to document and this project and more how can I say, after showing the document and show the project, you entering the this part in the issues because how can I say, this is a cake into life. All right.
Okay, get it start. Get start. Where I can start. Where I can get start.
You can show in documentation this project, and then the whole we can,
Okay, okay,
because now we have another audience, and they're starting this project.
okay. So okay, let's get started. So, well, today the one of the goals of this series of videos is to help the people to get started to contribute to open source. So the first thing that I used to that we need to use to do is to find out a project that helps you, that you wants to, that you feels that you can contribute. Okay, so in my case, I choose JNoSQL because I find out a good project that I can contribute because I got to start to understand how those things work and so on. But when we get start from the beginning, we can face some problems. For example, where we can get start, where we can start
Finding
to sorry,
where we can find projects open
yeah, where
source.
can find so. Well, you could. There are many ways that you can find out a project that you can contribute. For example, the first one is okay. I work with Java, but I used to use Spring Data, for example. And why not to contribute with Spring Data? Why not? It's a open source project as well. So another way is, oh, I'm working in a project and I find out a problem and I figure out that this problem is on a specific framework, and that this framework is an open source. Why not contribute with the solution on this framework? Why not? This is another way that you could get started. And another way is, oh, let me find out some project on maybe on the search engine on the GitHub, trying to figure out another project that you want to contribute. But we used to contribute with frameworks that we are familiar with. So that's the reason why I think we can get started from there. So once we find out the project, for example, in my project today is the JNoSQL. So the first thing that we used to do is, oh, let me find out the documentation. I need to realize what this project does and how can I contribute with that. So the tip that I like to share with my friends is try to find out contribution guide.
Yeah.
So in this project, contribution guide is a contributing dot a doc is a ASCII doc archive that is also supported on GitHub. But you also can figure out and see how those things work and how can we get started to share with it. Okay, and also if you want to learn more about the project, you can read the documentation. Okay, you can figure out how those things work. Okay, so let's figure out how can I contribute with that. So on it, on a JNoSQL, we can open this one. Oh, it's hold on. Yes, we can figure out the documentation right here. So you could see um, the specification, the developer resources, so you could navigate to this site in order to figure out how those things work. And one detail is most of the open source projects, especially the projects that was maintained by Apache or Eclipse Foundation or another organizations that wants to hold it, they used to require some kind of assignment from the developers. So Eclipse asking to developers, contributors to assign the ECA, that is the Eclipse Contribute agreement that you could telling to them that you want to share, that you want to contribute, and so on. That a specific kind of way that you could be able to contribute. Okay, so
All
you
right.
can access there, and log it in on the system. Well, I'm also logged on there, so and once you get it there, you could fill a specific form, typing your name, your email, just enrolling you on Eclipse and assigning the document. And once you got it, everything is done. You can get started to contribute. Okay, so you are able to do that whenever you want. Once you do this one only time, you once you got accepted, you are in a good shape to get started to contribute. Okay. So after that, the other thing that you need to pay attention is once you is not a committer one. If you're not a committer, Eclipse committer, you must to sign it off by your commits. So you need to assign. You need to add some information in your commits, just to telling to the project that you are contributing by as you want. Okay, is a specific kind of process that you need to do. What I mean, you just need to type git commit and adding and add the x parameter that it will add the footer of your commit, just putting a sign off your commit from your user. Okay, I don't know if I explain you well, but it's a way that you
It's
can
a
do
clear.
those things. Okay,
It's a
so once you got it, you can get started to find out a way to contribute. In my opinion, the easiest way is with documentation, by documentation, contributing by documentation. So uh, with this in mind, what we can do, we can get started to read the documentation of the project. First one, you need to understand what the project does. So you need to understand how those things work. So why not to take a look at the documentation? So once you got the documentation, you understand how those things work. Again, you find out where you could help, where you could contribute. So maybe a typo, maybe an explanation on a specific phrase on the documentation that is not so easier to use to understand. So you can get there and help there. Okay. So in our previous session, we did a little contribution about that. We opened a PR because we figure out that the project is not able to be compiled with Java under Java 17, but in documentation there is an information there that the project supports Java 11
seven.
or higher one. So
Yes, yeah, I don't know higher. Yes.
based on the situation that we figure out on the time, we did a little contribution. We opened a pull request with that. So if we take a look over here, I opened this one, and this PR just figure out, just put a specific information on a README file in the project, just to telling that okay, this project just supports Java 11 compilation. I mean compilation, but what I mean is the test executions. Okay, because when we build Java projects, especially with Maven projects, we can skip the tests with a
Yep.
specific flag. but it's not a recommendate. It's a not good recommendation, but we can do this. But when we are working on a specific project in a serious way, we used to run the tests too. So we need to run the tests, and some specific library on the time wasn't support Java 17. So that's the reason why we used to we did this submission, so we can figure out the change that we are trying to contribute. We just to put some markdown information, and because with this contribution we can help the people that we will try to test the project, that okay, so this project just supports whole Java 11, so this is a good way to contribute, okay. But during this week many things changed, and this pull request was closed, but it's not merged because this issue was solved, okay. And
All right.
also based on this situation, I opened we opened actually we opened an issue related to that. And this issue also was bring a lot of discussion those week, that last week. We have need to figure out in a deep way why our project faced that problem. So,
Yep.
uh, and it was an amazing opportunity to understand the relationship with the library on the project. It's a good way to understand how those things work. So based on this issue, I could figure out the library that's not supported by Java 17, and also I get the track trace, the message, the error message, and then put them there. And after that, Otavio also he is the main committer of the project, figure out my message, and also telling me that okay, you need to open an issue on Apache ThinkPop project. Is another open source project, and based on that, I was go to there trying to open an issue because it's a issue. It's not a JNoSQL issue. It's an issue of ThinkPop, a ThinkerPop project. So I try to do that. Okay, so I go to there and I figure out, okay, hold on, please. Let me go back and let me open another tab.
Better.
Otherwise, I will lose my tab. Okay. So looking the project right here, I try to figure out where I can put the issue, but there is no issue tab right here. Where is the issue? I can't figure out. And get
Oh, and
started.
I have a question, Max. And this is a great trouble
Oh God. I, I
to
Gabriel,
connect.
I can't understand you. Maybe
My
our
voice is
internet
freezing.
connection was not stable.
Oh, oh, I'll return in a few minutes. Wait.
Okay, okay. So maybe maybe the question that you he wants to do is how can we get open an issue in another open source project. So maybe it's the same way. We need to figure out how can we contribute, maybe open an issue down here. So what I did, I just tried to find out a way to open an issue right here. So what I did, we could take a look at the contribution guide. It's a Apache open source project, and okay, looking there, I could figure out that I could go to there, and I find out the documentation of the projects, and I try to find out where I could type on a bug. Okay, I find out right here, and I figure out, okay, when a bug ever encountered, it should be documented in Jira. So this is the Jira. Okay, I go to there, but I was lost down here. I couldn't find out because, okay, I could open. Okay, oh, he's back. I couldn't find out where I can. Okay, I could open an issue down here. Okay, but I don't want to open a duplication issue. I'd like to find out if there are some issues that relate to this problem. And based on that, I go back to the project. I go back to the main page of the GitHub, and I I find out the tinkerpodapache.org. So with that, I can find out a Discord server dedicated to Apache Tinkerpop project. Based on that, I could talk to the main contributor of this project. So I could go to there and let me open down here my Discord. Let me show you. If you want, if you have a question, please send on the chat. Okay. So I opened I jumping in and Apache Tinkerpop server, and I figure out where I could type a post an issue, and I did it. I create an issue. I informed everything that I got, the evidences about the issue, the dependencies that projects have, and after that, the Stephen, if I'm not wrong, Stephen Mallet, giving me the answer, telling me that that today there are some problems on the project. They tried to upgrade the libraries, but everything is not in a good shape to be released, but and so on. But he mentioned that a specific project is using anti-RL API. And based on that, I did more researches on the code. And Otavio also helped me, telling me that, oh, Gremlin is using an old version of this library, anti-RL library.
And
And
Tiago,
yes, and based on information that I got with Otavio, I could mention giving more detail to the maintainer because uh, we want to contribute, and sometimes, most of the times, the contribution is not so only the code, but it's to helping the maintainers to keep projects works. Okay, this is the key. We are sharing knowledge. We are we are we are not here to point the finger and to say, okay, this is your problem and I don't want to solve it. No, we want to solve it and help to make everything works for everyone. So I just to give more information about the library, about the problems, about the upgrades that it needs to do, and the Stephen also recall that, okay, you're right. Maybe this problem could be related to this library. And also, I got information that they are working hard to solve this problem in the 3.7.0 version of Apache Tinkerpop. Okay, so we did good contributions that were here because we helped another project than JNoSQL, the main project
yes,
we have been working. So, and what it's very important because I was able to talking to this guy. On the time, I didn't figure out who is this guy, but if you take a look on the project, look at that. He's there And if you go to the contributor of this project, you can see he's the most committed on this project. We we just talking to this guy, and we discuss with that, helping him to figure out the problem and helping each other about the problem. And I learned a lot with that. So what it was amazing. Open source giving you an opportunity to talking to amazing software engineers around the world, around the project, so around the open source project. So that's the reason why I think to contribute to open source is very, very amazing thing that you can do in order to improve your career as developer. Okay, so based on that, I go back to the project, and I will and I documentate what happens. So I tell to the Otavio about the details, so anyone is free to reach out the link about this one. I will type on the chat. Let's see if it's working today. I don't know if it's working. Hmm. Okay, guys, if it oh, it's working. Okay, yeah, it's working.
Work.
Great. Okay, so based on that, I could update the issue, and also I give it the information. I talked to Otavio. Otavio also opened another issues related to that, and based on that, we changed a little thing about the project, and well, we end up to solve the problem. So right now, the project is compatible with Java 17. So you could execute the whole tests with this project. So why am saying that? Because we got actions down here that gives me uh, this information that I could confirm with you that everything is working. Okay.
Oh, and Max, Eric
Oh,
put in the chat here. It's a great show problem to fix within the project the last week in the live and turned it into a great opportunity to teacher about open source and how to combination to real run. It were the planned, it would not be so effective.
hold on. Let's try again. Let's try again.
All right. If it were the planned, it would not be so effective.
Oh, yeah. Well, Eric, it's amazing to see your comments down here. Yes, we are trying to. Also, I believe that it was a great opportunity to learn as well. Okay, I'm trying to teach you about that, but probably most of you already did something like that in another perspective way. But what we are trying to do now is to figure out that it's not so hard to contribute with open source, and through this flow, through this execution, through this movement, give me a good opportunity to realize, oh God, how many things that I can learn with that. I could learn more about the JNoSQL are using the libraries under the hook, so I could figure out, okay, JNoSQL is using anti-error. Oh, anti-error. Oh my God, it's
It's
amazing. To,
MNTLR.
oh, great. NTLR. Okay. So this is a amazing library that help us to create a kind of grammar. If you remember, if you, someone of you have cursed compiler classes on universities or on your studies, you will figure out that you need to define the grammar, and based on the grammar, you could create um, 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 and oh god, you could transform the grammar in a specific language, and based on the language you could translate to Java
Make
and
it.
so on. It's amazing. It's amazing library that you could evolve the language. It's pretty similar to the Spring Boot data, the Spring data does with the repository interface. So remember, in Spring data repository, we just need to type on the name of the method, saying find by name and so on, and based on the name of the method, this library helps the code to analyze this interface in order to create the whole SQL sentence that
Yes.
is executed under the hook. So it's a very amazing technology that many projects are using today. So it was amazing to see how those things work, and that's the reason why I think that we cannot underestimate open source. So maybe we, and probably you cannot underestimate a single contribution like I did. I just opened an issue, a single issue, saying I can't build on Java 17. I can't build that. Is oh, thanks, Cassio. Cassio helped us a lot. Okay, I think that okay could be pronounced antler. Yes, antler. Okay, I will use that. It's very easier. It's easier for me. Okay, thanks. Thanks, Cassio. Thanks again. Thanks again, guys. So and by one only contribution that was an issue, it helped me to understand better in a deeper way how those things work under the hook on the project, and also I could help another project as well. So you can see that we could make change. We can be the difference on many lives around the open source projects. So that's the reason why I think it's an amazing one. So based on that, we could figure out that okay, today this open source project, this JNoSQL is supported to build with Java 11. So we also can check out the project. So I'd like to invite you guys on the chat to check out the project in your developer machine, trying to run those things. So you just need to have a Java 11 or higher in your machine installed. You need to have a Maven because it's a Maven project, and using that we will be able to build the project and see those things happen. So we can do this right now. Okay, Gabriel, I
Yes.
will open the type. I will type down
My,
here.
my connection today is a very bad. I don't know if you hear me well or no. You hear me, Max, or
Yeah,
no?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Oh, perfect.
So I used to do that on this way, but I will do something that I don't recommend. Okay, I will delete my repository, but I will do this. I will do checkout right here. Okay,
All
so
right.
I will
Make
I will
you
clone.
and then you CD.
Yeah, yeah. I forgot, guys. Let me do this again. So let me do mention it. Well, once you want to contribute with open source, I used to fork the project in my GitHub user, okay? Because once you work in your fork the project, you could create a branch and so on, and holding a copy of the project in your user. It's not necessary. You could working in your local machine. For example, I could check out down here, just copying that and go there. In doing this, I can do this. And based on that, we just need to figure out that I can't push the commits to the repository because I'm not allowed. Okay, yet. So that's the reason why I used to clone the project to my user, and I check out from my GitHub repository. So I used to do that instead of to work directly on my local machine. Some it's up to you guys. So, but I think it's easier to do that because you keep those things separated, and also you could, or on it in another time, work in another machine because you also can check out your repository and can continue to work. Okay, if you hold everything in your machine, you need to work in another machine. Am I right?
Oh,
So,
and then
oh,
we have a
Eric. Okay,
question.
Eric, you did a great question. Can I?
Do oh, can you
I
read?
will read. I will read. Okay. How is the adoption of JNoSQL by the market? Is JNoSQL part of Jakarta E, or has it been adopted in a major ecosystem like Spring or Quarkus? Okay, it's a great question. Okay, JNoSQL is a specification to work Java to work with NoSQL with Java, but it's under the J Jakarta EE specification. Okay, so it's a new specification. It's not a library that you could work together with Spring by now. Maybe in the future, because actually we are trying to make this project a kind of a specification. So once it is a specification, many vendors can implement it. Okay, it happens with many specification with Java. For example, JPA specification. Oh, let me say good evening to Fernando. Okay, Fernando is on the chat. Okay, good night. I don't know if he's going to sleep, but good night as well. So it's like JPA. JPA is a specification. So that was decided the, how interface, how JPA, how it is the interface of JPA. So many vendors was able to implement it. For example, Hibernate is an implementation of JPA. Eclipse Link is another implementation of JPA. So both ones could be used to solve a problem, to work with code that uses JPA specification. Okay, on a Spring assumes that if you want to work with JPA in a Spring source, you used to use Hibernate. Hibernate is under the hook. The implementation is under the hook to work with that. Sometimes you don't see that you are using Hibernate. Most of the time, you can't see that when you are working with Spring. But if you are working with Glassfish or Payara, if I'm not wrong, I need to I need to look it out. But on Glassfish, I remember that the implementation of JPA run on there is Eclipse Link. So uh, the 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 most thing important that we can keep in our mind that based on a specification, you don't need to pay attention to implementation. Okay, you could don't be angry with me. I know that many contexts require some specifications, some configurations that depends of the implementation. I know that, but most of the time you don't need to specify a lot of things. You can use another vendors. This is something that help us to adopt the specifications, because the specifications used to help the users to switch to the vendors. So you could by now implement a code using Quarkus, but in your code you are using JOXRS specification, but you could get the same class and put on a glassfish, and probably everything will works because glassfish also supports JOXRS. So that's the reason why. I don't know how it's a very young project. JNoSQL is a very young project. Maybe in the future it could be adopted in a hard scale because we used to see many softwares, many Lambda functions, or many serverless that used to use NoSQL storage. So maybe it could be help Java submit data to NoSQL. That's the focus on this specification. Okay, Eric. I don't know if I could answer your question. And
Well,
also, I could be wrong. Okay, I could be wrong. But if I'm wrong, I will be back, and I will also retract me. Okay.
all right. Well, and Max, I have a question. And this project we can find in the Maven repository to use in personal projects, or where can use in this project in the person, like export to in project. It's a dependence, or do you know? You hear
It's a
me?
good one. It's a good one. Let me show you. Okay. On this, there are some. If I'm not wrong, I think there are some repository down here that is a demo. Let me see. No, okay. I think and so Java guy. Let
Everything
me
say
see.
thanks for
Yeah, I think it's happened. Let me show you. Let me see. Okay, hold on, please.
no scale.
Hold on. I know that, yeah, Otávio did. Otávio, well, is a main committer of this project, and he used to create a lot of documents, articles, and projects, demo codes in order to figure out how those things work. So there are a specific one down here. If I'm not wrong, I could figure out down here. So, oh God, let me.
Right?
God.
Do
I will find out. Hold on. I will find out. Um,
maybe this one have
hold on. I will try to find out. Just to let me type here. Okay. On the dev zone, Otávio used to share articles using Jakarta. Yeah, I got one. Let me get it. Okay, Jakarta.
JNoSQL.
Yeah, okay, JNoSQL right here. Yeah, here is the one. Okay, you could do this right here. I think so. Yeah, there are many articles down here. So this is on one article that he used to show up how to use these specifications. So if you want to figure out how those things work, uh, you used to use this specification as a dependence. So once you got this dependence, you can use with CDI. We could use together with CDI. You could inject the 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 template and just work on the easiest way. Okay, so for example, down here we are injecting mapper and does like that. You could execute a query. That's the reason why they are doing this. Okay, I know that by now it's it could be sounds a little confusion, but once you figure out the documentation, you understand how those things work. I try to find out one. Let me see. I think that Mongo. I think there is one Mongo. Oh, this is the one. Okay, this is the amazing article that help us to create a project from the scratch. So you could use it that, and based on that, you create a Java application using microprofile. It's a microprofile is a specification focused on a microservices for Java. And this one is a little piece, got a little piece from Jakarta E specifications. So you could create a kind of microservice with Java. Quarkus, for example, is as an implementation of microservices. Multi Micronaut is another implementation of microservices. So you could do this. This article can help you to understand better how you could create and use this JNoSQL implementation. Oh, Cassio, yes. Oh, Cassio said something right here in the chat, and I didn't get it. Didn't got it. Isn't it this one? Okay. Sorry, Cassio. I did a mistake maybe. Anyway, so if you are interested on a JNoSQL project, please follow Otavio Santana because he is the maintainer of this project and he got a lot of information about that. Okay. Also, I'm planning to do some live coding, trying to get this project and implementing something right here, and then we will be see those things working. I will
Show
do that, guys. I will do that.
an example in the real situation for us, like in the next session.
Yeah, next session I can do. Let me see. Maybe on I can find out the sample code. Oh, it's a
The
Kickstarter. No,
next
it's
session,
not.
I want, how can say, we can
Yeah.
show and introduce and better about how using this project in their real situation and how can help you to use the NoSQL database um, with JNoSQL.
We could take a look. Maybe I will try. I cannot gives you guarantee, but I will try to to invite Otavio to discuss more about this project. Okay,
Yeah,
so we and it was amazing opportunity to asking him how those things work, why, what's the purpose behind those scenes, why the main idea behind those scenes, why they try to create this kind of implementation, why it's so important. So I think it's a very interesting question. Oh, Casio also send us no problem. I just send the link. The project ask. Okay, yeah. Okay, Casio, thanks again. Thanks for sharing this link. Maybe I didn't see the link. Sorry. I will find out. But anyway, I think we done for today because also, guys, I don't want to spend a lot of time. I know that a big live coding is very huge to be watching. So, oh, I
okay.
I thought that you will leave me alone.
Yes, no,
Don't
no.
do this, guy. Don't do this. Okay. So I think that we can do this. You can explore more about this project. Okay. So we can figure out how those things work. It's very important because you could understand how can we get start your Maven project. How can you put in your Maven project? yeah, what I need to understand, I need to learn about CDI, I need to learn more about another thing. So we could do a lot of things, and I think that we can do this next time. Instead of to contribute with something, we can explore about more about that. Maybe with Otavio's presence, we could working together is writing a specific code and explore those things, and maybe it could be open your mind with the idea behind the scenes. So I think it's very important.
How can I
So
say? This session is only to give an idea um, how how can I say it is idea to enter the project open source and get a vision and how you can find the little things on how you can find the documentation, how you can find enter the contact if we managers this project is and only to open yours to things because I am it's a very baby and it is project open source and the last class the last live I was very lost and now I am not very lost because Max how can I say explain very well and I have idea how find the project open source and how can find the persons to enter contact here and show issues or try get more informations about the problem. Um, and I see this live and to recap and give it his how can say give it his experience in and the how can find projects open source and the GitHub or any places.
yeah, I also, well, guys, first of all, our last session, we did a lot of things, and based on the feedback, we are trying to organize the content in order to help you in the best way. So the last time we did a lot of things, and maybe I did a good explanation. So that's the reason why we divide those things in order to help everyone to understand how those things work. So we change a little bit about the approach on this live series. Okay, so first of all, we will do live sessions on Sunday, Mondays, Wednesday, and Fridays. Okay,
Yes.
and on Mondays we will try to
Explain
explore. Uh, well,
explain about the project,
uh,
introduce this project,
yeah,
and explain more about the content and the how we can help this project and the how we can make it, contributions. And
yeah.
Wednesday, go ahead, Max.
And the Wednesday we based on the information that we got in the Monday, we could figure out where we can contribute, and we will do a real contribution. So we will open a code or maybe in a documentation, we will type it together, we will explore how can we improve it, the code, in order to do a good contribution. Okay, with that, on the Fridays we are planning to do a good week review. What it means, we will it's pretty similar to code review. We will figure out what I did, what it solved, what how those things are going on,
If
and
you both,
probably we will be able to invite guests to join us together, in our life. Maybe someone from the project, or maybe someone on the whole open source idea, just to provide you guys a good experience and insights about contribution with the open source. So we are trying to do those things in the next weeks, probably 1 month. I don't know. It depends of the audience, depends of the
with Max.
Yeah, depends the many things. Okay, but we are planning to do that, and feel free to send us questions. And maybe, oh, it's a good idea, Gabriel. Maybe we will need to open a form, a question form. What do you think
Yes,
about that? It's a good,
it's a
good, good
good
one.
point. It's a good deal.
We could do this. We will do this. We will open a question form just to see a QA form. Just you could send us questions about open source. If you don't get the answer so quickly, we could find out someone in the community that help us to answer this question. Maybe experts of open source. So
Yes.
why not? And we could understand and learn together. Okay. So that's it for today. Gabriel, want to say some more something?
No, and I invite you yours to next live in the Friday. And the Friday we have great plans like the Max and show the coffee. It's my coffee is better. And return to here. The Friday, I want to give an example in the real case with JNoSQL, and we start in a contribution, real contribution to this project, and we try getting guest to discussion with us about this project open source. And my recommendation for yours, don't lose and same channel in the same time.
Oh, sorry.
You can enter in the this channel and you see my beautiful face and the beautiful face Max
Oh,
to learn more. And
yeah.
thanks, Caio.
And Casio, you are part of this, like this initiative. Don't forget it. You help it a lot, especially with pronunciation. I forgot the
You forget.
pronunciation.
I
Oh, okay, Ankler. Okay, thanks.
remember.
Yes, that's it. Uh, yeah, guys, we are learning together. Don't forget it. Okay, we are doing this because you are here on the chat. That's the reason why. That's the reason why I'm doing this, because I believe that through sharing knowledge, we can change everything. We can change our career. So I believe so that. Okay, Cassie
Oh,
said, I couldn't find our previous sessions in the chat. Was no. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, another thing that I need to mention it. We are working. We are supported by So Java International, So Java, um,
journey
Java
and
Jordan, my channel as well. So today we are streaming to those channels together. The previous ones are in my channel, in a channel of Java Journey. So you
yes,
could figure out the first one. I will copy and I will put on the chat on So Java channel as well. So we could organize those things in an amazing playlist on YouTube. Okay, but you are free to watching us on our chat, our YouTube channel, or So Java International, my Twitch channel as well. Java Journey channel as well. So we are trying to multiply those things to reach out the most of the people that we can. So that's the reason why. Okay, so feel free to reach out there. Okay, thanks. Okay,
all right.
thanks everyone. Thanks Gabriel. Thanks everyone. See you next time. And let's try. Oh, we got a good, amazing scene. Am I right? On this
Yes,
this platform. Yeah. Okay. So telling us how those things work, guys. Your feedback can help us a lot. Okay.
yes.
So
Send the feedbacks in the my Twitter, the Twitter Max, and you write it and down here.
yeah.
All
Feel
right.
free to reach out. Feel free to reach out each others and so
Love
on.
us.
Let's stop the talking. We're talking a lot. Okay, so
All right.
bye bye, guys. See you next time.
See
Bye.
you. Bye bye.